This is Politics Y490, Politics of the Internet. This lecture was originally delivered on March 28, 2012. The topic for today is whether the spread of the Internet and information technology is leading to the decline of newspapers. Readership is down relative to other media use. Last year was the worst on record for U.S. newspaper advertising revenues. Revenues in 2010, for example, were about $26 billion, down from $48 billion in 2004. Online newspaper advertising was up a bit, compensating for the print revenues, but nevertheless not up as high as the decline. The ad revenue for print newspaper ads is plotted on this chart. You can see the rather steep rise up through the early 2000s and then the very, very steep drop. Online spending versus magazine, newspaper, and total print spending has been increasing rapidly. So there is definitely an increase in the spending for online ads, but it doesn't necessarily benefit newspapers, as we'll see later. So, for example, the New York Times Media Group reports the following revenue changes. Circulation revenue has gone up, but it has sort of leveled off a bit in recent years. Ad revenue has plummeted, so total revenue has actually gone down somewhat from its peak in around 2006-2007. Online readership is growing, but overall readership of the print media is down, according to the Pew Research Center. So in 2006, there were about 43 million readers. In 2008, it was down to 39 million readers. So there was an increase in the web newspaper reading, but more than compensated for by the decline in print subscriptions. Circulation continues to decline in the previous decade anyway, so that's shown on this chart. Online print and print advertising revenues have both fallen in recent years. So you can see that the online revenue is a very small fraction of the total advertising revenue for newspapers, that is. And if we look at help wanted ads, the internet has really messed up the revenues there with free services like, well, you can name a whole number of them, so that there are fewer one ads placed in newspapers, and the one ad revenues, which are not a major part of total revenues, have declined fairly steadily. If we look at where people get their news from, there's quite a lot of difference across different age groups. And generally speaking, it's the 18 to 29-year-olds who rely increasingly on the internet, decreasingly on television, and very little on newspapers and radio for their news source. If we look at the 65 years and older group, they depend more on television and newspapers than the younger groups. And their dependence on radio and the internet has stayed fairly flat and fairly low. At least 120 newspapers in the U.S. have shut down since January 2008, according to Paper Cuts, a website tracking the newspaper industry. More than 21,000 jobs at 67 newspapers have vaporized in that time, according to the site. We can see this at Indiana University in the difficulty of journalism students and mass media students in getting jobs, whereas normally the demand has been on the up. Demand has dropped drastically. I'm going to be talking in the next lecture about net neutrality, so I think I'll just stop here.